everyone, this is Life Happens with Gracee Boycee. At Life Happens, we educate, we entertain, and we give back to the society. So follow us on this journey. Hey everyone, this is Life Happens with Gracee Boycee. Thanks for being part of the show. On today's topic, we're going to be talking about the Nigerian 2023 elections, and our focus is going to be on the youths. We all know how delicate this particular election is going to be. This one is the one that's going to make Nigeria, break Nigeria, or maim Nigeria. Therefore, we have to approach it with caution, a lot of patience and deep understanding. In the studios with me, I have Mr. Joseph Inyang. He's a political analyst. He'll be joining us to, explore and talk about this topic. Our focus, like I said, is going to be on the youths, right?
Yeah, thank you very much, Gracee Boycee. It's indeed a pleasure to be here with you. And looking at the topic, it's quite apt that we should bring it up because 2023 is one election, like you rightly said, is without make Nigeria, break or maim Nigeria.
Yes.
Though our focus will be mainly established around the youth of Nigeria.
Yes.
Let's just see as the interview goes. We'll have a whole lot to talk
Yes.
on the show.
Yes. So, listeners, thank you once again for being part of this wonderful show. Youth on Focus, Nigerian 2023 elections. I'm going to start right away. Why do we have to involve the youths in
Okay, just before I answer that question, why we should involve the youth in the 2023 election, we'd love to know who, first of all, is a youth. Now, the new policy 2019 of Nigeria says that a youth is between the ages of 18 to 29. But the African Charter, has placed it that youth now around between the ages of 15 rather, to 35.
Okay.
Now, when you look at Nigeria, youth participation in politics.
Free. You can see with your eyes that it's not about structure. The people are the structure. So we have come to let them know that we are taking it.
Say that they have been adequately involved in governance. To a greater extent, no.
No, yes.
So,
in Nigeria.
Because we see clearly that the youth are involved in politicking, they're involved in campaigns, they're involved in, going all out to handle political activities. They participate, but after all said and done, they are pushed, they're relegated to the background. The governance, you hardly find youths there, especially now that we have, in this dispensation of President Muhammadu Buhari, we have minimal involvement of youths in it. You would agree with me that that may not be feasible in this 2023 election because now let's look at the major political parties.
Yes.
The major.
Yes.
None of them is below 60 years. We have the ruling political party, the All Progressives Congress. The candidate of that party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a former governor of Lagos State, a former senator, is in his 70s.
Yes.
That is official age. He's in his 70s. We come down to the former vice president of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, who is running under the PDP, the umbrella party. He's in his 70s as well. So, that even
then peterobi.
I'm coming down to peterobi. Let's look at the NNPP governorship presidential candidate. Is also in his so these are people that had gone past the age bracket of a youth. Now we come down to the man who a lot of young people are covering for, which is peterobi. Peterobi is in his 60s. So it shows you that none of this, I mean, I'm not trying to play
according to the definition for youth. None of them is fitting in.
I'm not trying to play that on other political parties that we say. Look at Shawore. Shawore, he is above
the definition.
The definition of who a youth is. So would we ever say that someday in Nigeria we would have maybe after 2023? Let's just keep our fingers crossed and look. Maybe 2027, but for the election of 2023. We're not going to have a youth there as president. But my point is that in all of this, let's see how we can make the government 2023 moving forward, the government all inclusive.
Yes,
We should have
yes,
more
yes.
youthful representation there in governance.
And I'm afraid for something. Something is bothering me. I see a lot of political intolerance, especially among the youths. How do you think? And I'm scared. I don't want this election. Like I said, this is one that can make us or break us. Like I said earlier too, and I want us to tread on it with caution. It's a very critical point for us. I love my country, and we can't stand war. You know that, right? I would not even want war to come back to this country, but we have to be really, very careful about it. And now, because of this intolerance, I see a lot of animosities, you know, because, I mean, we all have a right of political party, right? It's a constitutional right to be APC, PDP, and Labour Party. So I think there should be more tolerance. What do you think about that? Are you noticing what I'm noticing?
No, you're absolutely correct. We have a high level of political intolerance in Nigeria. Now, this is because I would, to a greater portion, I'll put the blame on
the system.
On the system.
Okay.
Now, I'll put the blame on the leaders. Now, you know why? Because these are the people who engage the youth, you know, to cause a whole lot of problems. You hear of a whole lot of political assassinations during this period.
Yes.
So you see, a big man won't go do that. So now,
because they have like a godfather.
Sure.
Somebody sponsoring them. Go ahead and do this.
Definitely. So now, the aftermath of political intolerance, you see, someone dies or someone is being maimed, and if someone is being maimed, maybe, and the culprit is taken to the police station, just one call from a big man, that's man leaving, and the person leaves. So we should start first from those big wigs, political big wigs, who are involved in, you know, pushing thuggery out there just to be in a particular position. Now, if the youth are wise, they should know that the man who is sending them to go kill, to go assassinate a perceived political opponent, would not send his child.
Will not send his child. That person has already lived his life,
Definitely.
right? Yes.
So most of these big wigs, politically exposed persons, they have their children abroad.
Abroad, yes.
So it's that, you know, that jobless youth here who would go all out to kill, you know, someone.
For some other person. For a little money.
At the end of the day, that person that you're killing for will only settle you with some peanuts. 50,000 not even have you in his cabinet.
Nothing.
That's it. And you know, most times we see this issue of gun runnings, you know, after elections. It's because this political bigwigs, it's been alleged that they empowered those criminals with guns. And now, thereafter, they couldn't, you know, settle them properly. So those guys had to keep those guns, and they are using them. So I want to call on the Nigerian youths that, look, it's very important that, look, the man that you are killing his opponents for would not settle you with a portfolio of a commissioner, minister, or whatever it is. It's in your place to ensure that, look, as a young person, you have a lot of future ahead of you. A great future ahead of you. You should know that, look, these guys have selfish interests. So they should not use it. If they cannot use their children, so they should not use it. So it's sad. It's still in practice in Nigeria. We want to use this. I really want to appreciate this video. It's a way of propagating the good news of saying, guys, you are young people, channel your energy to something positive, to something good. Allow, you know, let the sleeping dog lie.
Like you said earlier, there's one thing with the youth. They can be used on the good side, they can be used on the bad side. You know how you can, they're like catalysts. So like I just thought, okay, we should come and just throw light on this election. It's very important to me, you know. I'm really following keenly. I'm so scared because, like I said, I love my country and I don't want anything to happen to it. Who is going to take care of us? Is it Ghana? Where are we going to run to? Is it Cameroon? Where are we going to go? Cameroon is even having their own problems. So youths are the people. Look at what happened to NSAS. It so happened. I'm from Calabar right now. I used to love Tinapa. I've not been to Tinapa. There's no more Tinapa. A lot of places you go, they say they have been burnt during the NSAS. Like I said, youths are very vulnerable, you know. So they're easy to be manipulated. It's especially this time that they don't have jobs. There's no jobs in Nigeria. The high inflation. And a hungry man is an angry man. So these youths, they don't have jobs. These youths, they can be easily used. So I'm so scared. Like you said, please, whatever they are doing, nothing is worth the trouble. Don't let a big man there or a rich man who has all his kids abroad, they don't know what's happening in Nigeria, use you. You all have their lives to live, right? They have their families, they have their wives, they have even their parents, right? I'm not going to die for somebody just trying to just manipulate the system.
That's right.
And most times too, during the election period, most of these youths are being bought, right? Especially the parties. Maybe if you know you are losing, how do they do?
Because
they give them a lot of money because confusion.
Yeah. That's very true. Everything we try to use this medium to say, it's because the final result should be there should be a change. There should be a change in the character, in the ways of
things are being done.
Things are being done. Now, let me say this to us: Nigeria has had a record of, political intolerance.
Yeah, a lot.
A whole lot.
Yes.
I still remember when the incumbent, the current president of Nigeria said, Mr. Buhari, when he was running for election in 2011, and he said, the monkeys and the baboons will all be soaked in blood.
Oh, he said that?
Yes. Now, if a man, who was running in then,
could say that.
This is a man who is being loved and respected by a lot of people.
Yes.
So if he says that, now imagine the teaming supporters he has. So down Katsina, down Kanu, down Kaduna, wherever his supporters are, trust me, they are ready to fight.
And who are they? The youths.
The youth. Now, you raised a very valid point about the NSAS. What we saw, in October 2020, we really prayed it should not be a repeat of that. I was talking with a young man recently, and he said, if the way Nigeria is going,
yes,
if they're not careful, it will not be NSAS anymore, it will be end politicians. It shows that young people are really angry with the system. Okay. Now, but I would love them to channel their anger to something positive.
Positive. That's what we're talking about. So, hello, listeners. This is Life Happens with Gracee Boycee. Again, I'm sure you are enjoying it. We're just trying to have Mr. Josephine Yang here, just trying to advise the youths. The youths can make it or break it. The youths are vulnerable, especially in Nigeria. No jobs, no employment, high sense of security. You cannot, everybody is scared. So, they are easily manipulated, especially those ones who knows they are losing the elections. They could easily, sponsor them, and before you know it, this election, the purpose will be defeated. We don't want war, we don't want to fight, we don't want burning, we just want to progress, we just want to move. So like you said, the youths, I hope they are listening, whatever they are, not answered. I like what is happening. They are coming up positively in terms of the Labour Party. I'm not conversing for anybody, I'm not a politician. I might be, never say never, right? But they were conversing positively. I was driving this afternoon. I think they are doing something Calabar today, right? Yeah. I saw posters for peterobi peacefully. That's what we want, canvas peacefully, and let your message come out there peacefully. That's that's just
definitely. And I also want to lend my voice there with that of Gracee Boycee. That look, Nigerian youth, the future is very bright. Take your money back to 90s. Most of these guys that are in their 70s, in their late 70s, leading Nigeria, they were all governors, senators, way back in their late 20s and early 30s. You are in your 30s, you're in your early 40s, and you're still carrying that talk. And look, I'm a youth supporting this politician. Have you asked yourself this question? What would tomorrow be like for me? Because these big guns, they are having their children abroad, and they will still come back and rule us. So it's high time we stood up and said we need to start doing the right thing. And what is the right thing? Ensure that campaigns will be starting anytime soon.
Yes.
You do it devoid of violence.
Yes,
and go all out and vote a credible candidate of your choice.
Yes.
Ensure that I'm sure a lot of people, let me say this, Gracee. Now, people see campaigns at the time of war. We've had cases of death when we had campaigns, cutting across the length and breadth of the nation. But we want to use this medium to say, please, as you're going out for the campaigns, ensure that you do it based on issues. Don't hate personalities. What the political parties will come to say, just have to look at their blueprint.
Everybody has a right of political party.
Definitely,
they have constitutional rights.
They have. But let me say this: during the campaigns, any political big wig that will tell you take this money, take this gun, go for an opponent, a
Born
perceived
here.
opponent. Please tell the person,
Kidnap.
let your son lead an
Yes.
vote. Let your son lead an vote, because 2023 we want to change the narrative. We want to ensure that everything will be peaceful. Nigerian youths, it's time for you to arise. And do the right
Yes,
thing.
yes. Nigerian youths, it's time for you to arise and do the right thing. Don't be used, be positive, And it's not enough to do the 1 million march or 1,000 million march. Go out there and vote. Because some people will actually register, but they will not go out and vote. As if you don't go out there and vote, then you will let somebody who is not qualified or who you think is not able to come out and rule us. So, it's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful day, and I hope you guys are able to enjoy this little message from Life Happens with Gracee Boycee with Mr. Joseph Inyang here. We're doing our thing. We love what to do. Just trying this a little message from the Gracee Boycee Studios to the youths, because we love this country. We want to, move forward. Want to change the narrative, right? Want to be giant of Africa. Why are we giant of Africa? We should be giant Africa for good stuff, right? You come to Nigeria, there's no light, nothing's working, traffic is tight, there's no water, there's no food. You know what? I want to be nice. We're almost a failing state. Let me not say failed state, right? Because we're almost there. So we want to change the narrative. We want to move from a failing state to what? To a state, right? A state that can protect its citizens, a state that can feed its citizens, a state that can medical care, good education. Where are the students right now? How long is the strike? 6 months?
7 months.
7 months?
7 months.
Can you imagine calling students in the house? Then that's why there should be a lot of, this is tough. Nigeria, please, let us be careful. Let us change the narrative. And this message for the youths, please, don't be vulnerable. Don't be used. Be positive. Use your power positively.
Yeah.
Right? So do you have any other?
Yeah, my parting words is that elections will be coming up in February, from February next year. Please ensure that you do the right thing. I want to say this to Nigerian youth, please, please, and please, try your very best to ensure that you go all out, conduct yourself properly during the campaigns, and also during the election proper. Don't go to the street and be playing football. That Saturday we have elections. Go out and vote. Remember, your vote is your power.
Yes.
Don't be carried away by that statement, my vote won't count. Indeed, your vote will count. If not, look at Beavers. Beavers has come to change a whole lot of stuff in the electoral process in Nigeria. So just do your very best and ensure that you go all out and vote. 2023 is here, and the youth of Nigeria will make a mark.
Yes, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much again. And listeners, thank you for being part of this show, 2023 election, Youth on Focus. Please, youths, make it positive, okay? And once again, the show's Life Happens with Gracee Boycee. See you next time, same moment. And you have a wonderful day.